Today we're going to talk about root collar excavation, why it's important, and how to use an air spade safely. We're going to cover two main reasons to use root collar excavation. 1. Trees planted too deep or excessive mulching, sometimes called volcano mulch. Or 2. Soil compaction, and if left untreated will often lead to tree failure. Root collar excavation is a process that removes soil and mulch from the base of the tree, exposing roots. This happens with highly compressed air, which helps ensure roots and underground utility lines remain undamaged. If you can't see the tree's root flare, chances are it's planted too deeply in the ground, or it's overly mulched. This is your cue that an excavation may be necessary.
So we as arborists and landscapers and landscape specialists kind of need to go through and make sure that when we're planting the tree, we plant it right with the root collar exposed, and when we're maintaining a tree, we don't have that excess mulch piled around the stem.
Always have the proper safety equipment before starting. Hearing protection and solid boots, safety glasses or a face mask, and a dust mask if necessary. Wet down the area if it's dry. This will cut down on flying dust and debris. Don't forget to mark off your work zone to keep people out of the area. When you turn the compressor on, be sure to have a firm hold on the spade, point it at the ground, and squeeze the trigger to ensure that it's up to full operation. The air gauge should be reading between 80 and 100 psi. Hold the tool tip approximately 1 inch above the soil and angle it to direct spraying soil away from yourself. Move the tip of the tool back and forth in short movements to loosen about 2 to 3 inches of soil. If you need to excavate deeper, you may need to remove the loosened soil with a shovel and repeat the process. When you've reached your desired depth, release the trigger and ensure the air compressor is off. Close the air supply valve on the compressor. Point the spade in the air away from people and objects and squeeze the trigger to release the rest of the air in the hose. One common issue you'll run into is girdling roots.
And so what happens is when these roots wrap around, and we call those girdling roots, when those roots wrap around the tree, they're going to continue to grow in diameter. You know, the tree trunk's going to grow in diameter and this root's going to grow in diameter. And what happens is that this root starts to choke off the stem.
If you notice girdling root after your excavation, please follow your arborist guidelines for proper treatment. Once you've addressed the root problems or other issues, it's time to replace the soil and clean up. After shoveling or raking the soil back into the excavation hole, you can mix mulch or other amendments into the soil to increase the nutrient level and pore space. Here's some things to remember. Always use the right safety equipment. Wet down the area if it's dry. Mark off your work area. Keep your PSI between 80 and 100. Keep the tool tip about 1 inch away from the ground and angle it away from yourself. And that's it.